I think the next thing we just need to get kids tattooing, kids that are 10 and under.
Sure.
That's really important. You know what I mean? They should start working on themselves at about 5 and start with the Reaper on the throat, because that's always a good look when you're looking for a job. And I think that everybody should tattoo their face and hands first, like completely cover them before they do any other part of their body.
Yeah, I agree.
And then in terms of like piercing and stuff, I probably the next best thing to do, to really take it to another level is what I've seen lately is just cutting off all the cartilage of your nose. So you have kind of like a Red Skull feel.
Yeah.
And if you do your hands and you tattoo your face and you cut your nose off that way, that's good.
I think we should be taking off our ears.
Yeah.
Fingers.
We should definitely.
Nipples.
The thing about the cartilage around your ear that it doesn't actually do anything. It doesn't actually funnel sound in or anything like that. So if you can just cut these things off completely, remove them, put them in the cabinet, much like Brundlefly. Nose too, up there, you know.
Sure.
And man, it's the future. Get down.
Yeah, like 5 years from now, we're both going to get canceled for saying this.
That's probably
they're gonna bring this thing back up, and they're going to be like, look, these guys are discriminating against people without noses.
Or would it be that they kind of endorsed it in a sarcastic way, and that like people were doing it as a result of us saying so?
Dang.
What do you think? Which one's it going to be? I don't know.
Hopefully
Both.
neither. Hopefully there's some sanity in the future, a little bit more sanity.
The only way that we can take it to another level is really just to cut your eyelids off too, just the top ones, so you really have like a surprised look on a regular basis, and then shave your eyebrows and then draw them into different configurations, so you can just like have this really crazy expression all the time.
Yeah, just get your iPhone to run some sort of teardrop app.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about. I mean, how are we going to take it to another level? You know what I mean? Like, I think that's what it is, without being sarcastic. I mean, generationally, each decade or so, you've got to try to take it to a place that the previous one hadn't done, and there's only so far that you can go without and to each their own. I mean, you can call it art, or you can call it self-mutilation, or you can call it whatever you want, whatever you want to call it. But, there's only so far that you can go without, I don't know, man. I mean, without completely deconstructing yourself.
Sometimes my mind wanders.
Yeah.
And I sit there and I think to myself, maybe we're being encouraged to tattoo so that we can accept some sort of other weird change in the future. I mean, and this is just paranoid, weird thoughts that I have. Like maybe tattooing's been promoted to us because, they want to like alter our DNA. Conditioning. Yeah. It's just like, if you're changing your skin, you might as well change your guts. You might as well change your brain. Yeah. You might as well change your DNA.
What could be the next trend though? I mean, what will another decade, how will you take it? What can you even envision how, you could take it to another level? Cause obviously doing your hands, neck, and face first is, something that's been happening now for the last 10, 15 years, especially the last 10.
Right.
And, as opposed to starting on other parts of your body. So that's, there you go, but what else, what's next? You know what I mean? I mean, in body modifications too, what can you do? Can you what could happen next?
Magnets.
That's interesting. Putting magnets under your skin and then having other things stuck to you.
Yeah. Or maybe, understanding polarity. Maybe we crack some scientific stuff. Yeah. And we figure out that the world's not really what we thought, and that we can maybe interact with something that almost seems magical, but it's just pure science.
I wonder if you could quarter yourself, but then keep those parts alive, and then you just visit places almost like those little trolleys that you would go underneath the car to do oil. So you have have yourself we'll say from here, threes and thirds here, and then here, right, and then your legs. But they're all living, and you just go places with 3 little trolleys kind of connected together.
Yeah, Shaun, I'm doing an interview next week. Could you send your legs?
Yeah. That'd be great. Actually, wouldn't that be cool if you could, in some cases, be able to just take a body part off and just your arm, you're doing a sleeve.
Sure.
The client doesn't have to even be here, but you get the arm, and that way you can just kind of work on any way you want.
Yeah. Hey, bro, I'm sending you my leg.
Yeah, right? You know what I mean? So you knock it out, whatever, you let it heal, and then you send it back done.
Sure.
I would love that.
Your wife's like, well, why did she send the vagina, Shaun? What's that for?
Why did she send the box in a box? We did, this is not what we discussed. I don't know, dear. I don't know what's happening. It's supposed to be supposed to be an ankle dolphin.
Yeah.
She sent the box in a box.
Yeah.
I would be bummed if I opened it up. I'd be like, oh, Christ. Yeah. Jesus Christ. It'd be like,
man, the future's gotten weird.
Yeah. It's like shaking. Slam that, duct tape it, put it back in the mail.
I mean, there are people out there that are trying to like recreate a brain. Like they have this idea that we can take our actual brain and download it on the computer and continue living inside of the computer. I mean,
it's probably going to happen to a certain degree within, the next, well, depending on how long we exist on this island Earth, maybe, in the next 50 years, there's going to be some, pretty interesting advancements in terms of what's actually possible. I mean, and sure. Because certainly, like, I think the general public is only like aware of, I'm guessing, this is purely a guess, only a percentage of what's actually possible to do. Oh, yeah. Whereas the USG has got all kinds of advanced things, you know what I mean? And they incrementally put it out, obviously. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? We've seen that over the decades.
Yeah.
They're only going to release so much technology at a time, and to the general public. So I'm interested to see what happens in the next 20 years. By the time I'm about ready to, roll the dice and crap out, it'd be interesting to see what is available and unavailable to us.
Right.
I really got no idea, but I think it's going to be pretty astounding, both positive and negative.